As we understand from various numbers, above 700, almost 800 million users already on internet in India. And, you people have already done a great job there. But there, I think, are roughly another 500 million people. So what is WhatsApp and what is Meta's and companies like your role in democratizing the power of technology?
If you think about our platforms and what it enables, for many Indians, it's the first port of call. Their first experience with the internet is our platforms, be it Facebook, be it WhatsApp, or be it Instagram. And I think what we've done is actually democratized access to many people who wouldn't have had, that access. We made it intuitive and we made it widely available. As a company, we connect 3.7 billion people across the globe. So this is something that we hold dear to our heart, which is just improving access to technology for everyone through our platforms.
What are your thoughts on the contagion effect on the Indian tech sector and challenges that we will face in realizing the vision of so-called India's Techade that the minister said?
What I see is actually a tale of two cities. I see a story of resilience in India, and I think that's powered by a bunch of things. Economic resilience, the digital governance that we talked about, which is enabling inclusion for millions of people, the very strong and robust startup ecosystem. So I actually see, even as there are global headwinds, we remain really optimistic and excited about what's happening in India. And I think the way we think about it, and which is why you talked about our commitment and investments, we actually see the role that we can play during this period is really around upskilling and training and supporting more Indians, to earn livelihoods. And that's something that we've been quite committed to.
So digital, we've gotten to the business and the ecosystem point of view. Small businesses in India have greatly, benefited from Meta's work with Facebook first, WhatsApp, of course, and Insta being a very, very important area for, the smallest of startups, originally start from that. How do you think they can continue capitalizing on digital to grow and scale?
For small businesses, earlier you'd have to set up a website or build an app to actually go online. And it was a big sort of, friction point for them and a big barrier for them to do that. And I think what's happened with our platforms and certainly others as well is that that barrier has fallen away. Now, pretty much anybody, with a good idea who runs an offline store can actually go online. They don't need a web page. Their first port of call can be WhatsApp or Facebook or Instagram. And we see that playing out on our platform time and again. The second thing that we see is just the access to a larger market, which wasn't possible before. The same Ipsos survey talked about 50% of SMBs actually reported exporting globally. They said they got more access to global markets and they were getting orders globally through our platforms. What we've seen since the pandemic is more women are taking steps to become entrepreneurs on our platform. So I think 73% of all Instagram pages that are women-led, that identify as women-led, started post the pandemic on our platforms. Half of all the Facebook admins who also are small business owners who are women also started their businesses post the pandemic and their presence, not businesses, their presence on Facebook post the pandemic.
How do you think brands are leveraging these apps of yours to cater to the trends in this?
63 million, MSMEs in this country, contributing to 30% of our GDP, and employing 110 million people. So that's a huge stat.
How are you proposing to handhold the entrepreneurs into getting a little better than what they currently do on the marketing side?
We're really focused on enabling and training 10 million small businesses across the country in the next few years. That also includes creators, because I think what we're also seeing is a blurring of lines of creators and small businesses, and creators can also become entrepreneurs and make a viable living. That's 250,000 creators. So there's work we're doing there. We partnered with CBSE because we think young children, tutors also need to learn about what's coming down the pipe. So there we're looking at 10 million students and around 1 million educators, when we partnered with the CBSE board to train them on the basics of XR.
How do you see WhatsApp as a private messaging app transforming businesses, in which sectors will be the forefront of this change?
I think if you test and learn on the platform and you're willing to try things, you end up seeing success. That's something I've definitely seen in India.
Lately, we have started seeing that there's a bit of a spam happening from the business side on that. Do you guys have any way to sort of start filtering that, because that otherwise will become a problem?
we only allow businesses to message users who've opted in to receive marketing messages from the business. So the control and the choice rests with the user. So I think that's a really important thing that you should be aware of. The second bit is around users can also are the ones that can initiate a conversation with the business if they've not opted in. So that choice remains and exists. Users should find value in the businesses that contact them and not feel harassed. And equally, businesses also should be communicating with users that want to hear from them. So we want to make this a win-win experience, and that's what we're focused on.